And here we go. Let's pull off, strip this donk donk, get it down. The heads are in the wash. I was talking on maybe a different angle would be better. Not really sure, guys. What do you think? I was talking to some people on YouTube, and saying that this engine is so unpopular it's almost hated. I don't know if I'm in the frame. It doesn't look like I am. Maybe that's better. This engine is almost hated, right? But I don't know why. Yes, I guess the valve seats, that's probably its biggest problem. Let me fix that door. The valve seats are probably a bit undesirable. I don't know how they could make a mistake like that. A company that is so old make a mistake of not fitting the not fitting them properly. What have we got here? 15. And then I don't believe they even fixed that problem at a later date. Yeah, I don't think they fixed that problem later either. It's kind of odd, considering. It was a problem, but in the later years, well, in the first few years, they didn't do anything about it, as far as I know, because they kept having the problem. I could probably find out what year this was if I looked at the engine number. It's a 4-plug. It's a single plug for a cylinder, spark plug. Some of the later models, they came out with 2 plugs. I'm not sure what that's for. Probably for pollution or something. Oh. That's not the best. Ta-da! Yeah, I don't think I'll be using that again. For more than one reason. Because I'll probably make a motor plate at the front instead of engine mounts, so I can feel everything. I don't know how long this clip is going to be. If you watch, you watch. If you don't, you don't. Wow, this has been dripping. I don't know what oil they put in this motor, but it's almost like syrup. Look at it, just hanging there. It's so thick. It's definitely not 530 grade. No way. This is thick oil. Alright, let's get the harmonic balancer off and throw that in the bin. Really? Metric? No, they're both loose. Oh well. Yeah. So if any of you guys live in the area and you ever want to come and visit, you're welcome to contact me. And we can organise a visit. We'll tap off. Well, I need to get a pulley out. Probably need to get a pulley. Hang on. Seems to be moving. Yeah. So I'm going to use an ATI damper in the build. Yeah, it's coming. You may think, oh, you're destroying it, you know, the rubber, but I'm not going to use it, and it's probably 20 odd years old, so probably should be replaced anyway. Ta-da! Put it back, keep the workshop clean. Yeah, so in here, to absorb vibration, they put rubber, metal, then a rubber membrane, then metal again, so it has a bit of dampening effect. Absorbs vibration. And over time, they can even like slip. Yeah. The rubber deteriorates, although it seems to be in good nick, but I'm not going to use it. There's not a lot on here that I'm going to use. Water pump next, I guess. I'll leave that one on there. Really? My first Bosch tool to pack it in. Oh well. Probably isn't. Well, no, won't need bushes. No, this has got brush holes, so it probably needs some brushes. It's been like playing up a bit. You press it, sometimes it doesn't work. I thought this was brushless, but it's not. So I'll get some brushes for those. Still worth fixing. My other one must be brushless. I'll just take my computer. I think that's it. Ooh. Plastic. The old plastic impeller, eh? Not sure I've seen that before. But still in good nick, I think. But of course I'm not going to use it, but it'll be alright as a spare to take with you on a trip or something. You know, so there's no play in the bearing or anything. No grinding, it's nice and smooth. Like I said, I don't think this engine's done much work. At least this is going to bin probably. This one now. No, it looks pretty good, pretty decent. Yeah. Maybe I can show you guys a bit more. Than what I am. If you guys have any ideas how to improve my footage, by all means let me know. Paint the star. There it is. There's no secret bolts on the back. You know what I noticed the other day? This oil filter part, there's a bung on to the filter side and a bung onto the engine side. So if I wanted to, I could tap into those with my an external oil pump, right? Or I could either use this for the turbos, to feed the turbos. Which would be good. That'd be a good place to do it. Run a fitting in there and have the lines come off to feed the turbos. Or I could just that's probably an oil gallery plug. I could possibly use that. And there's one on the other side, that's probably one, so I could run one for each turbo too, I guess, from the straight to the gallery. Yeah. Bit of bang, bit of boom. I have a feel there's more. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is that's right. It's been a few years, but yeah. And that is one. The stud is actually a bolt. That stud is actually a bolt. Nothing going through the back here. It's been a while since I've done this. Maybe I'll get this powder coated. Where did I put the rubber persuader? Take my phone out of my pocket, it's a bit annoying. Oh! And all looks pretty good, no signs of obvious or bad corrosion at all, really. The aluminium, these could probably do with replacing, because by law here you have to have a heater for the window, so otherwise, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't run the heater hoses. So there's that. There's the sensor. Trying to get down. Temperature sensor. Put that up on here. Do I have a tube socket for that size? What? Out. There you go, the water pump. Keep them all together. These ones here. Cover. All right, knock sensors. Look at that. Two knock sensors. They look identical, but yet they have different size bolts going through. What are these engineers thinking about? Honestly, eh? What were they thinking? Strange. Why not have the two the same, you know? I think these are just, yeah, they just bolt to the metal, and it measures vibration, right? Why have two different size bolts? I don't get it. And get this block faced and decked and checked. Alright, making some progress. Yeah, it looks pretty good. No sludge build up, nice and clean. A little bit discolored, but that's about it. No problem there. That's right, this chain's under tension too. I thought it was just loose. Chain. There's more sprockets attached. Now well, let's where's the little extension? Well, no one said do it live, so I'm not doing it live. And then again, a different size bolt. Lovely, eh? All these different sizes bolts do the same job, basically. Ooh. The plastic is missing on this one. See? But I don't see any rubbing on the metal. So that must have fallen off later. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that must have just fallen off when I tipped the engine upside down. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Because it just slips on, held on by gravity, I guess. Yeah. Wow. I'll put all this in a tub for timing. Timing gear. No clips here? No. There we go. Slowly. Well, it's been a bit since I've done this. It's been a few days. Yeah, like I've got a roller chain for the two long chains to replace these. I've got roller chains, but the bottom one is still the same. Which is a bit disappointing that it didn't come with a full set of roller chains. I don't like these chains at all. They basically look like a chainsaw blade without the sharp bits. And you know, chainsaw blades, they always stretch. Always stretching those things. Oil chain tensioner. You need to be careful. You need to, when you install these, make sure you don't pull the pin out too early. And when the job is done, there's probably nothing wrong with these either. But, you know, the build I'm doing, there's no point not replacing them. Alright, the pump. Timing gear in there. Did I get everything for the pump? I think so. What do you guys think of this pump? These styles of pump that are on the drive, on the crankshaft? I wonder if it's, from memory, it's not connected through to some. But the oil pickup is on there, of course. It's connected straight to the pump. A lot of engines, the oil pickup is bolted to a gallery in the block, right? So you just take the pump out. But this one, I believe this is the oil pickup here. From memory. There's a bit of rust here. That's probably because it's been sitting dry and then it stopped. Ta-da. Anyway, this brings it well and truly crushed. With my other one, my other build, there's something wrong with these, and they were all like expanded and leaking. I don't know how that happened or why. Maybe really cheap kit, or the last person that replaced the timing chain did a piss poor job. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of leaking going on, and they had like little loops in them, like they were too big. Maybe they weren't the correct O-rings, the gaskets he put in there. Not really sure. But yeah, interesting setup, metal, and then like a rubber attached to it. It works pretty well, I guess. It works pretty well, I guess. So should pull all the bungs out of the oil galleries when it gets dipped. You know, easier to clean all them out just in case there's, you know, metal shavings in there. Blast them all up. And that's an easy one. I don't think I've got a tube spanner that. Ooh, I may do. I may have one. Oh, that was loose. pressure sensor was loose. Where should I put that wire? I just put it in with timing. Here. Another stuff. Put the water pump in this time. Been collecting these tubs a while. If you're Filipino, you'll know what these are. Sky flakes. Don't jam. Cheeky bugger. There we go. This sensor in with I'll put it in with the timing gear. I'm going to replace them anyway. Windy, windy, windy. I love this bed plate idea for the bearing caps. I wonder if this one will do the job. It's only 10 volts, but it may do the job. And it is 10.4 volts or something like that. 10.8 volts. Some of them are missing, some of them are loose. I've got to thank God for everything I have. Extremely grateful, Lord, that I can do this. Without you, I have nothing. These are like engine mounts and stuff, I guess. Yeah, I can put them in there. And I'll put that bolt in the harmonic balancer. Where did I put my big flat screwdriver? Then I put her back. Nope. Let's get a rag to clean my hands. I know that screwdriver's right in front of my nose. There we go. I found it. Okay. Put it where I shouldn't have. Woo! a beautiful girl. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting actually. That's not so clean. I don't see any metal, but it's pretty grotty. Not at all what I expected. Oh, see all this stuff was stuck here, junk. I'm going to have to talk to you about the oil pickup in a minute. Right. Another one. Ice cream. It's raining, dude. No one's gonna buy ice cream today. All right. This is what I want to talk about. Why? Why did I do this? Why did I put such a small hole when I have this? My last engine, this was blocked with large pieces of silicon and gasket. There was hardly any space for it to suck oil. I don't get this. Why is big pipe, the pipe is pretty much bigger than this hole. Why in the world would you do that? Seeing it's somehow it's dented in a bit. See, and there's like, you can see there's all muck stuck underneath the oil pickup. Why do that? Why not just leave it open? Does anybody know why they do that? Just doesn't make sense to me to make all that oil go into that small hole when you could have a big hole. Even if you wanted to keep those to bottom, hit the bottom so you have clearance, why not have a big oval hole in the middle? I just don't understand that. I'll put this with the oil pump. But I'll keep these separate. These come apart today. A winded stray. Who knows what a winded stray is? Anybody got their hands up? Hey, who knows what a winded stray is? A winded stray. Well, you imagine you've got a crankshaft spinning in here, on average 2.5. Now this engine with the gears the way they are, say 2000 RPM cruising along, but you're revving, you're taking off, you know, normally most people don't go much over 4000 RPM. But when that crank is spinning at those speeds, and there's oil in the sump, just like any blade, it will suck that oil, right? Splash it around in the crankcase. And as that oil goes in and around the crank, it's guzzling horsepower. Just like when you put too much stuff in the blender slows down or overheats. Same with these. If you get too much oil splashing about around the crank, you may think, oh, but it's good for lubrication. Yeah, but it also slows it down. It has to hit all that oil, right? So what this does, it allows the oil to go into the sump, but it also stops the crank from picking up the oil, like a, what do you call it? Not sacrificial, parasitic oil pickup, I guess you could call it. And then this stops that. So it's you don't see that in old engines. Maybe now modern engines you do, but in the old engines People used to make their own, you know, or they were like a special order to have a windage tray to stop oil splash. So yeah, that's what a windage tray is for. Very good, nice to know from that from tech. And then are these, I think I've got new ones in my gasket set, which is alright then. But not all gasket sets have them, so it's always nice to keep them as spares, I guess. You can always you know, put some RTV on there and reuse them. You're not allowed to play music while you're doing YouTube. I love working with music. Here we go. So I've got head studs, but I want to replace these with studs too. These main ones. The only thing is, how do I connect the windage straight? And I'll have to get longer ones, won't I? And I have to grind them and tap them the same as these. That'll be interesting. All right. So how different does a forged crank look? Looks a bit smoother. Let me see. I'll leave it on there so I can turn it when I disassemble. Let me show you. Only 10% battery remaining. Am I still filming though? Oh well, it must be coffee time. But she looks pretty clean. I better go and get a charge. Till later. Ooh, and we're back. Shady's back, back again. Shady's back, Shady's back. No? I'm sure this thing is a mix of metric and imperial. Still a cracked rod, see? Don't know if you can see that. Instead of cut, these are line board, and then they break them, and when you bolt them together, they are a perfect fit. Unlike others where they bolt the two halves together and then drill it, this is drilled in one piece. I actually like this because you get the rough surfaces, they interlock perfectly. So it's actually a really good idea. But that looks pretty good, don't you think? I mean, it's not brand spanking new, but it hasn't gone through. There's only it's only a little bit of wear just here. I'm quite pleased with that one. Number one. Let me get a long hand. Not bad. Still got some of the coating on there, but because I've been sitting with water and crap running into it, yeah, it's so messed up with rust. But otherwise, full floating, high compression, not bad. Bearing's pretty good. Where up the cap? There's the cap. Come on, you klutz. Where's it? Not that I'll be using these. But you know, comment below how many horsepower do you think these puppies can handle. They don't look too bad, these conrods. Honestly, they don't look too bad. I mean, I've seen worse. What's his name? I can't think of him. He follows the channel. I follow his. He's got a turbo and single turbo. I think he said 700 horsepower with. Or did he say he had Carrillo rods? No, I think he changed. He got rods too. But they don't look too bad. Like I said, I've seen worse rods. But I wouldn't boost them. They're quite thin. Make sure the camera's in the right place. Maybe I'll come a bit closer now. There you go. So it's marked. Not that it's necessary, but oh, I'll mark it. Number 1. You little bugger. Yeah, this one too, look. Actually, that doesn't look like wear. That looks like it's had moisture sitting in it. That looks more like corrosion than wear. Bit of both maybe, but yeah, it hasn't gone through all the layers, so not too bad, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Just look at this one. That's a nice bearing, that. So I think I was right. It's not very high mileage. Where's my bin? Let's not throw them out yet. It'll be rushing it here. Cracked rods. That was lovely stuff, eh? That's what happens when your valve seat falls down, breaks and falls. Look like a mouse has been nibbling on it. Looks like a big aluminium cookie. Had a bionic mouse chewing on it. Yeah, bionic mouse. Right. Whew. Come on, balance. No? They don't stand up? No, well. 1 and 2. Yeah, they're all good bearings. I probably won't need to do anything to the crank. The crank is probably just fine. Yeah, see a lot of that, you can see there's moisture marks on the crank, but no rust, thank goodness. But there is like a little line, like I said on the other bearing, there was like a shape. It's had some moisture in it, but it didn't do any rust. I think this crank probably doesn't need any work. It's probably fine to just put stock bearings back in my opinion. too bad, apart from, you know, a little bit of muck build up over time. We're sitting without injectors and spark plugs and stuff. Very little wear. It looks like, I think what happened is with that damaged piston, some of the shavings, small shavings, got through to the oil, and maybe there's tiny little bit of scratches on here, very fine scratches. Maybe some of that got through. Green. Yeah, same again. It's got that like, looks like more like a moisture mark. It doesn't really look like your typical wear and tear. There's a little bit there, but it's not bad. Like I said, I've seen a lot of worse than that too. This one's worn through a bit. You can see the copper or brass. Hope you can see that. See how it's like a browny red color? That is the original metal on the inside. And then this particular bearing on the HO has 3 layers, 3 coatings, 3 different coatings over the top of the, looks like copper, but I'd say it's probably like a mixture of stuff. Copper's too soft. It's probably like a brass or bronze mix. Yeah, these are not numbered, eh? So you get them mixed up. But because they're cracked, it only fit one way. Little zip. But yeah, I'm surprised at that, because they're not numbered. I think my other engine was, but that didn't come, that came from Austria. The other engine. The entire car was built in Austria, so slightly different. Slightly different, possibly. Different suppliers, different parts, something like that. Have I knocked it out yet? Not yet, still in there. Number 4. But it must also have some steel in it, because it can't be pure copper, because it's quite magnetic, unless the copper is also a coating. But yeah, same thing. Yeah, this is probably the worst one yet, number 4. Probably the worst one yet. mercury out of that. Yeah. A bit easier than that big one. No, it doesn't work again. Before it worked. No, it doesn't work again. Definitely brushes when that happens. Definitely worn brushes. That's halfway through the pistons. And they'll probably get worse as you go further back, because these have an oil problem. They lose oil as you go further towards the back of the engine. The pump's at the front, and they've got small oil galleries. People put thicker oil in, thinking making noise is better. Put thick oil in, and before you know it, the last bearings don't get much. And this one looks a bit discoloured, so possibly I got my hopes up too early that nothing would need doing. Oh, that one's numbered. It's got a 5 on it. Nothing on this one, though. Oh! Surprise! One of the best bearings yet. Look at that. I was wrong. So far. Thinking this would be getting worse, but so far it's getting better. Catch it. Still don't want to push the ground. Yeah, same, very nice. Number 5. Number 5 is alive. Yeah, this one's not so good, but it's not through to the copper, not through to the base layer. That was an easy one. Yeah, it looks all good. Look at these rings. I don't know if you can see that or not, but not much wear at all. What a shame, huh? All because someone kept driving it when it started making noise. That's what causes this. It makes a noise and people go, "I'll just keep driving it. Ah, it's just a lifter noise. Just keep driving it." And then all of a sudden, it might start making more noise. Okay, I'll put some thicker oil in it. It's a lifter noise, put some thicker oil in it. Ta-da! Not good. Yeah, so that oil in there ain't factory grade oil, that's for sure. This is a really nice one, this. Really nice. Mark the other one, isn't it? Dumbo. Already done that. I definitely want to put new bushes in that. Bit of a watermark. Otherwise, real nice. You know, considering it's 20 plus years old, and for quite a few years it's just been sitting, collecting crap. Nice clean. Bearing. Nice bearing. This is now, oh, yeah, in number 1 and number 2 position. Nice clean piston, very little wear. Definitely wasn't slapping. It definitely was not slapping the pistons. I was wrong. I'll be buggered. How is that possible? Another nice one. See? Not bad at all. Nope, I've got to put some back on. You have to be careful with this big one because it's got 700 foot-pounds of torque. And it'll rip your hand right off your arm. Is it 900? 7 or 9, I forget. She's got some grunt. You have to come across a nut that this thing can't rip off. I'm yet to come across one that I haven't been able to remove with this. Wheel nuts, big nuts, all sorts, man. 1000 G, so yeah, it's probably the 900 model. 900 foot-pounds of torque. We don't mess about here. Woohoo! Yep, nice even wear, but yeah. Looks like it's been starved of oil a bit. But it stopped well before it was too late, so I believe this crank will be just fine. I will lighten it though a bit. Number 8. Infinity number. Okay. Yeah, it looks, crank looks very smooth. Won't take much to get this cleaned up. I want to clean this crank right up. I want a knife, edge the counterweights. I don't know if I'll get someone to do it on a lathe or I'll do it by hand. I'm not too sure yet. So now this engine has a bed plate, so it doesn't have separate bearing caps for each bearing. It's basically got 4 bolt mains. I'll show you. Alright, so you've got 1, 2, 3, right, and then you've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so these are solid, and then they're supported by the bed plate. It's all one piece. You're basically splitting the block in half. This is the first time I've ever seen that on an engine. When I pulled this apart for the first time some years ago, and I'm like, huh? And the more I thought about it, I thought, that's brilliant. One great big bearing cap for the whole crank. They cannot vibrate, they cannot move independently, they're all joined together in one big bang. Right? I cannot see this failing in a hurry. So, let's rip it off. Let's rip it off, rip it off, rip it off, rip it off. You got little ones around the outside. So many different sizes. Let's try a smaller socket. There we go. That's that one. It's bigger again. Bigger, smaller. That's all there. What is it? 10 mil. The next one is 12 or something, looks of it. No, 13. Or half. No, it's pretty snug, so it takes 13. No more on this side, big ones? No. Well, medium ones, I should say. Not a good fit. That's a pretty good fit at 15. Different size again. Lovely stuff. Why wouldn't you just make it the same size? Yeah. All these bolts hold the bearing. The bearing cap, I should say. The bed plate. Hold it all together. Pretty cool. Alright, don't do yet. Always smells like burnt oil, these bolts, when you pull them out. Nice, be nice and toasty. I think the pressure burns the oil. And just these two. Kind of long, I don't know if I have those. Wow, I must have brought it before. A lifetime collection of tools. Back. Now make sure I've got all of them. Oh, I was trolled online the other day. I just asked a question about what compression ratio, and some guy just went off, carrying on like, oh, what a dumb question. Oh, you're just a bot. And he just, oh, I said, he just kept on and on. In the end, he tried to like say that it was all my fault because I didn't tell him what block it was. It shouldn't really matter what block it is. If I ask E85 twin turbo, what compression would you run? And for him it made all the difference if he knew what, I said a Chrysler block, yeah, but what block? It shouldn't make a difference. Boosted E85, what compression ratio would you run on an engine? And to him he couldn't answer because he didn't know what block it was. Quite strange, really. Like, because I didn't tell him it was a Powertech. And he just went on and on. I said, and he goes, why won't you tell me? I said, well, because your first comment calling me a bot and a weird question, I said, you're not worth answering. Some people just aren't worth answering. I shouldn't have answered in the first place, I guess. There we go. Seals a bit. And here is the mighty bearing cap. Whee! Thumbnail! Whoa! Yeah, I don't really want to put it on there. clean them up and show you. Wow, it's still printing on that one. See? Not bad. Bit of a watermark there. A little bit of a wear mark. It's a bit of an odd place. But a little bit worn. Not too bad though. I don't see any colour like of the base metal. This is like the third layer. You can see the layers. 1, 2, 3. And look at this one. Still has a writing on it. BB. It's a big block. Yee. Not sure what the BB stands for. But yeah. Let's have a look here. I think this crank just needs a polish. Just get it polished, I think. That's all it will need, is a good polish. Alright. That's the oil pump. Yeah. Can people let me know in the comments please? Can these be like someone who's really good improved upon? Can they modify the inside to make them pump better? I'd rather not put an external pump on, but I don't think this will pump oil up to 8,000 RPM very well. And I've been told by other people that they don't cope with high RPM very well. So I don't know if I'll run this and an external, or I just run an external oil pump. I just don't know yet. I don't know yet. I still have to work on that bit. But I have to ask, I'll ask Tristan of WTF Auto. I think a lot of JDMs have pumps like this on the crank nose. They work, but yeah, I don't know, performance wise a bit of work. Well, tub. In with the diamond chain. In with the diamond chain. Alright. Yep. The seal is stuck. There we go. I've not seen that before. They've machined it a little bit already. Maybe when they forged it, it was a little bit out. There's a bit of machining on here. And then this rag can be thrown away. It's dirty. Well, as expected, the top ones, you can only see 3 of them. Looks fantastic. The other one's stuck on here maybe, here's one. Number 3. Just put them back for inspection. So, 5 mains, and they're looking good. Oh, it's starting to hurt now. They're looking good. Hey, well, I mean, the top ones don't get as much abuse as the bottom ones, because the piston comes down at an explosion, so the bottom ones always get more abuse. And then of course when the piston goes up, it pushes the crank away under compression. So yeah, the bottom bearings always cop it more than the top. I think it's the same with the con rods, right? So now the con rods, I think the top one cops it more, because that slams onto the crank. But then it also cops it as it's, yeah, when the compression stroke, it gets pressure on the top, and when it goes up under normal compression and ignition stroke, it's still, yeah, the top bearing on the con rod should cop it more. Yeah, and the mains, the bottom one cops it more. Ooh, bit of sweat. So there we go. There she is. Just a walking down the street. Do la diddy diddy dum diddy do. There's a bracket there I've got to take off. And there goes the other. Look at that dirty, dirty top. Hey? You know, not too bad. And it's got no lip. Sleeve it or leave it. I'll find out when I take it to the machine shop. But that's one thing I don't do here, my own machining. That would be going a bit far if I got mills and machining equipment in for just one build. Okay. It says, okay. The factory said it's okay. So there we go. Stripping the block of a Powertech 4.7 Chrysler V8. And I'll show you, I've got the heads in here soaking, and I'll pressure wash these maybe tomorrow. You know, I mean, I know they still tank them, probably hot tank them, but you know, it doesn't hurt to clean them a little bit for people. Hey, you don't have to make everything look like crap, do you? I have to bring a dirty, greasy old block, and I'll clean and pressure wash this beast, and then we'll find out the verdict. Sleeve it or leave it. I wish we could go for a bigger piston altogether, but there's just not a lot of meat between the pistons. It's not like a Hemi block where you can, they allow for that. They can basically, I think they have the same block, right? And they just have different size bores. Like from the 5.7 through to the 6.4, I think they're all the same block, right? But they just make the bores bigger. And in this case, the bores are a lot closer together. It's a lot smaller engine, shorter engine. The back is the same because the same bell housing, but it's shorter. In the exhaust and the intake on the Hemi, they're just further apart as well. So the bores are further apart, which allows you to re-sleeve it. I would have loved to have taken it out to a bigger piston, but I don't know. You know, sometimes things just are not possible. Well, of course they're possible, but making the block bigger wasn't part of my thinking. That's just going a little bit too far, don't you think? And by the way, most supercars or hypercars, you know, they're around the 5 litre and sometimes even 3.5 and up. with twin turbos, and they reach the magic 1000. Although most of them are around 700-800 horsepower, stock factory Lamborghinis and stuff. It's only when they go, like the new ones, the new Lamborghini is, I think the motor is 700, and then it's got an extra 300 horsepower electric. No thank you. Not into that. I just don't see the point. But imagine the mess. Oh, trying to work on that. Having a gasoline motor and an electric motor bolted together. Oh, no thank you. And then when you look at other brand cars like Bugattis and Audis and Bentleys, when I see people working on those things, there's so much junk. This is simple, man. This engine bay is super simple. I wouldn't want to work on those. It's too many hoses and crap and engineering, and there's barely space to put your hand. Now I'll have one of these American ones any day, mate. So anyway, it's been a long upload today, so hope you enjoyed it. If you're still here watching, it means you liked it. Please subscribe if you already haven't. I don't do long ones like this often, but sometimes, you know. And then I'll upload this tonight. And the next one will probably be about, gotta bore it, use it, sleeve it. Yeah, that'll probably be the next thing. And then I'll decide pistons. Well, I've decided which pistons and rods. I haven't decided on the rods where to get them yet. They're double the price machined in America from what you can buy them for, and I think that's the machining price is a bit high. I don't know if you remember, I did machined the throttle body. Someone up the road did, and I've asked him. He's got a nice machine shop at home. I've asked him how much he would charge for that. So, just waiting for back on that. We're not all made. If I just had plenty of money around, I'd just say, yeah, mate, I'll have those. I don't care. But yeah, doesn't work like that. Have to be careful. So, I'll catch you later, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.